looks really bad. Where's my phone? Why is it so big? Who's that guy from Fox News? We'll do it live.
That was what was that? What was his name? We're doing it live.
Can't remember.
He's a famous Fox News guy.
I can't remember. Anyways.
Oh man. All right, welcome to another Jags podcast, episode 79. This is our first episode that we can talk about a actual Jaguars game.
If you can call it that.
Can we call it that?
I'm not sure.
That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. We can find us on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all those things. Just search Another Jags podcast. You can find us on there. We're YouTube live. We stream all of our shows live on YouTube. You can go to our channel, Another Jags podcast, for our live shows. So we just had a preseason game. Let's jump right into it. What are your thoughts right off the rip?
Pretty rough. Is there even any positives? Defense looked pretty straight.
I think there definitely are some positives, but I want your overall thoughts.
Nick Foles can't get injured, and the offense has to stay pretty healthy for it to be a good year.
Why? Because the offense looked bad tonight?
Didn't look. I mean, none of it looked good. I know there was. I think it didn't look very good.
Yeah. Well, let's start with the offense. What did you think about the? You said the offense didn't look good. What specifically?
That Chark, that was a pretty bad throw by him. He probably should have caught that. Didn't look too good. Offensive line, looks like what Can usually looks. He's healthy.
How'd you like him at center?
Oh God.
There was one play where he played center that he ducked his head right at the snap.
He looked like us playing center in the NFL.
It's weird how you that just transition makes such a big difference.
Yeah, Linder. Certain players can make it Linder. He goes back and forth. Certain players can make it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What I liked about the offense is there was a lot of motion. We kind of got away with that with Hackett and even back to Olsen. That these kind of lost that the motion offense.
Yeah.
So I mean, there was times where there was even like two guys in motion at the same time. There was like they were shifting, and we were sitting there thinking like, man, it was the last time that we've seen a shift, like an offensive shift from our original formation. So that was interesting to see. The two tight end sets stood out to me, especially
for having two pretty average tight ends.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think you want to at least have like depth.
You think that's because the offensive line's not very good and Minshew's a rookie, or a sign of things to come?
I don't know. I think they tried to run their offense.
Yeah,
I would think they would.
I mean, it's pretty vanilla in the preseason, and it's his first game ever.
You're still gonna run through your formations and things like that, and two tight end sets, ace back, one running back, two split out wide receivers.
I can't imagine that being a common feature in the offense this year.
I think it is. I mean, think about it.
I hope not, honestly.
Swaim, O'Shaughnessy on the field at the same time,
and
fullback. Then you have Westbrook and Chark out there.
So just less fullback. Obviously, no fullback.
No fullback. Trust the tight ends and
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's interesting to see. I mean, your offensive line needs to really produce if that's going to be the case. That's how you're going to go. I thought Minshew overthrew that corner to Chark.
I mean, it was a little underthrown. I mean, it was just not.
No. I'm talking about the corner. It was a corner like on the first drive of the game. I think Minshew overthrew him, and then Minshew got sacked.
Okay.
So his first 3 and out was pretty bad.
It was rough.
Yeah.
It did not look very good.
Oh, here's a positive. How about Keelan Cole taking that kick to kickback?
Looked a lot more athletic than I thought he was.
He's fast. I mean, he's a fast player, and he is that on kick return, and that may be a role for him.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's housing kickoffs like that, then now there's a really bad holding call on what's our favorite player's name?
Who?
The holding call was on the
Wingard.
Wingard, our favorite player, Wingard. There was a big holding call on him. Brought the play back.
He had a few bad plays in the first quarter.
He did. He needs to kind of step up his game.
He needs to not see the field, hopefully.
Well, I mean, this is his chance, and he needs to take advantage of it, and he did the opposite of that in this game, for sure.
How big are the safeties a concern to you? Revis looked pretty good at times.
Well, Revis, I think, looked good the entire game. He only had a couple plays.
He missed a few tackles, I saw.
I liked the way he came downhill. I mean, he came downhill at the snap. Good angles, good pursuit of the ball. What kind of pops into my head, though, is that both Gerard Wilson and Ronnie Harrison are those come-down safeties.
Yeah.
Like, play in the box. My concern isn't so much at safety as it is at free safety.
Mm-hmm.
Because do we even – I mean, I know everyone likes to say that safeties are interchangeable, but who plays free and strong. Like, let's say we're in a cover 3 and you have a middle of the field, third safety. Who's playing that? Is it Gerard Wilson or is it Ronnie Harrison?
It's probably Wilson.
But Gerard Wilson's like a box safety. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, that's an important position. That's where they'll send guys on post routes.
I mean, hopefully there's not a lot of time to
throw.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, play action and getting outside the pocket. I mean, Deshaun Watson's going to get out of the pocket, and then DeAndre Hopkins is going to be running a post route in the middle of the field. And then Gerard Wilson's going to be covering DeAndre Hopkins on a post route.
I mean,
or let's say Andrew Luck, who can use his feet, gets outside the pocket. T.Y. Hilton running down a middle seam, middle of the field. Is that Gerard Wilson? I mean, we haven't seen him play, so we don't know, but I've never seen him do that before.
Back to the Chris Brzezinski days of
Chris Wingard reminded me a lot of Chris Brzezinski.
Yeah,
Wyoming tight end, Wyoming safety.
Not good. Whiffing tackles.
Seemed like he didn't belong on the field.
Jeez.
Type of guy. Yeah, for sure. Josh Allen, how about his big play?
Looked good. First play of the game. Fast off the ball.
Yeah. He came off the snap quick. He did have that false start call, though, or that offsides call.
Yeah.
So that kind of showed maybe he's a little too quick, maybe.
Yeah.
That's rookie mistakes.
Yeah.
James O'Shaughnessy had a false start.
Jitters.
James O'Shaughnessy should not have the jitters. He's been in the league for a number of years. I think it's his 3rd year, and he shouldn't have the jitters.
Yeah, 3rd or 4th.
And he has
I meant mostly Josh Allen jitters, but yeah.
Yeah. But so overall defense, since we shifted over to there quickly.
Looked pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Taven, I know a lot of Jags fans were ripping on him on Twitter. Was kind of playing a lot, but didn't really show up. Can you take anything away from that in the preseason?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you expect guys, and I'll put Smoot in that same category.
Yeah.
You expect those guys to just like eat on this level of play. And you expect them to.
But I mean, going against Lamar Jackson, the style of offense, you kind of do you think it's more see ball, get ball? You can't really attack. I know it's.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, Lamar Jackson went on his first 3 drives. He was 4 for 6 for 59 yards. He had 138 passer rating on 3 drives. That's pretty good. I mean, it's efficient.
Okay.
4 for 6, 59 yards.
Okay.
138 passer rating.
Okay. Pretty good.
Yeah. Now I know he's playing a watered down defense, and like our backups weren't even playing, but again, like this was the game that you expected guys like Taven Bryan.
You hope they do. Josh Allen showed it pretty quickly. Made a
even guys like Eli Anku. I thought
he's long gone.
I thought this needed to be the game where he showed out. I mean, he has experience.
Yeah.
He played a lot at the end of last year. He was the type of guy that needed to come in and just like bully people. Yeah. So hopefully it was just they were taking it easy and no one was trying to get hurt.
The Ravens do have a pretty solid offensive line. Yonda's good. Stanley is good. The Oklahoma guy, Orlando Brown's pretty good. But yeah, it didn't seem to. Besides Allen.
I mean, they ran the ball pretty well against us. They passed the ball pretty well against us.
Yeah.
I mean, overall,
linebackers going to be oof.
So, are you worried at all about the result of today's game?
Am I worried? It's the first game. I mean,
it's 26-0 in the fourth quarter.
I saw someone tweet this earlier. Remember when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came up here in 2017 and kind of whooped us up a little bit? Jalen was getting burned. That's when the whole you should have picked a VH3 thing came around, and we make it within 5 minutes of the Super Bowl. So I don't know how much you can take away from this.
That's true.
But, oh, man, safeties could be an issue. Linebackers. I mean,
Leon Jacobs
gotta stay healthy.
Leon Jacobs played a little bit.
Yeah, I think we do have talent. I mean, Leon, Jake Ryan are both pretty solid. They need to stay healthy.
We didn't see Quincy Williams.
Yeah, there's a fine line there. They really have to stay healthy.
Yeah, not a lot of depth there. I wonder what capacity the starters will play next week.
I believe I've already heard that Foles is playing, so it's going to probably be the first quarter.
Yeah, but we heard a lot of things that weren't true about this week.
Okay.
We heard Chark wasn't going to play. We heard Taven Bryan wasn't going to play, right? Or no, we knew he was going to play.
It was Taven and
we heard
Ogabwe, the right tackle.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who else it was, but those are the two that stood out.
Obegi, whatever his name is.
I couldn't even tell you. Cedric.
Yeah, and then so who knows? They're not going to put information out there, obviously.
Yeah.
With for whatever reason they like to play that. What'd you think about that challenging the pass interference call?
We were watching the game together. I liked it. Just kind of pushing the refs there a little bit, see what came out of the situation. I mean, what does it hurt? It's a preseason game.
Is that going to slow the game down?
Definitely. It's a slippery slope. That's the only thing that.
Yeah, does that concern you?
Yeah, a little bit. And I mean, is that going to take away from a game-winning play? Like, you win the Super Bowl. Oh, there's a slight push off. Like how? I mean, it's so. And we've always been. I mean, not we, but I feel like most people have always been kind of for the challenges of plays, especially if Jaguar fans. Miles Jack wasn't down, certain plays like that. But it's a very slippery slope.
It was one of those plays that like
I love it by Doug. It's such a Doug thing to do.
Yeah.
I love Doug Marrone.
Yeah, and he gave a little shoulder shrug, like almost laughing afterwards.
Yeah. I think he said an F it.
That would be a Marone-esque type thing to say. But we
have 86 total yards of offense right now, by the way. Wow.
So we
have more penalty yards.
We're going into the fourth quarter. For those of you that aren't watching it live on YouTube, we are watching it as we're recording this. And the offense does not look good. They just punted again. Logan Cook did have a decent punt, put it inside the 10-yard line. So that was good to see that he was able to recover from his first half not playing so well. Let me ask you about a guy who we have never talked about on the podcast. He had an interception for the Jags. It's Tay Hayes, defensive back.
Okay. Never heard of him, actually.
Never heard of him, huh?
Nope, not at all.
Well, fortunate for you, the Another Jags podcast Twitter is there for you. And we posted a little highlight video of him when he was playing, and he was all Sun Belt recognition as a junior and a senior. He played 52 games with 33 starts, including 26 to close his career. He had 9 total interceptions, 33 pass defense, and 135 tackles.
Where did he play?
That's not bad. He played at a small school.
Sunbelt. I'm trying to think. Mercer, Gardner Webb.
I'm trying to think here. I'll look it up.
Didn't mean to put you on blast there. I thought
it's not blast. I'd never heard of him until tonight. I'm just right there with you. But as we're looking for that, we'll get back to that. But any shot? How well, I guess, is the question. You've watched football for a long time. How well does a defensive back have to play? How well does Tay Hayes have to play to make the roster?
To make the team, I've heard Quentin Meeks has not looked too good in practice. You thought he looked pretty good tonight.
He looked pretty good tonight. I thought he did, yeah.
Who else was it you liked tonight?
I like C.J. Rivas.
Rivas and Herndon both looked pretty solid.
Herndon looked good.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it was against backups. He went to Appalachian State, by the way. App State.
Okay.
So, not...
I like App State.
Yeah, App State's not
cool
bad.
Little program.
Yeah, they do well for themselves.
Yeah.
But I think that, unfortunately, the defensive back position is like almost solidified.
You think so? I feel like Meeks and Herndon can easily get that up. If Savion Smith played well, or if someone gets cut, I feel like they'd.
I think they would have to really, really ball out to move Herndon, Meeks, or Rivas out of their spot.
Okay.
Because, like I said, at safety position, would it surprise you if C.J. Rivas is starting week 3?
Yes.
It would?
Yeah. Over Harrison and.
What if he was starting over Gerard Wilson?
He'd probably surprise me. We're probably in.
That wouldn't surprise me whatsoever.
It would be. I'd be worried and very surprised. So I hope that does not happen.
Why? What has Jared Wilson's ever done make you think that he could play that
we just gave him
that high level?
$10 million, so I would hope so.
$10 million?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. $10 million, 3 years, $10 million. So I hope he plays up to the.
That's not a lot. That's only 3 years.
I mean, you have Bouye and
I thought you meant
Ramsey next year. So I mean,
I don't know.
Does Cody Davis get any push? That's who I play with.
Tonight.
That's who I play with in Madden all the time. Free safety, 70 overall.
Yeah,
fast.
We had some fun at Cody Davis's expense in one of my YouTube shows I did with Treeb.
Okay.
And we were talking about that, how in Madden he's like one of your top backs.
I don't get it, but I'll take it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think our defensive back position is pretty solidified. There's another guy, Picasso Nelson. He didn't do much tonight. I haven't even seen him play yet. He might be on the field now.
Is this a position that you think they're looking for roster cuts? And
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I hope.
Yeah. So Alex Magoo is going to get the start in the fourth quarter for the Jags offense.
One thing I know you wanted to talk about that we haven't talked about yet. What did you think of Armstead?
Oh, Raquel Armstead, my boy. He looked pretty good tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. He showed a lot of what he showed at Temple. Hitting the hole quick on that zone read.
Always fell forward as well, yeah.
Yeah. The inside zone, he looked good. The outside zone, he looked good. All the stuff that he did at Temple. Looking for contact. Leon Searcy even had a comment about that.
Yeah.
Looks for contact. He may be a guy that surprises some people. and I've been big on him. And I know a lot of people have because he looks good. He looks like a good player.
Give Fournette a few snaps.
Oh yeah,
I'll
Spell,
take that.
yeah, for sure. And Blue really didn't look that bad either.
No,
I could
small
see.
forwards. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Yeldon was pretty straight.
I mean,
Ivory, just hold on to the ball and fall forwards.
this offensive line is going to give you
3.9 yards per carry.
a gap. Yeah, they are. And if you can fall forward like Fournette does when he's healthy, then they'll be okay. So
we were missing so much of the offense tonight, so I'm not too worried. But
no, I mean,
I definitely hope to see more next week.
this is a glorified scrimmage game.
Yeah.
We just saw Alex Magoo with a terrible throw there on 3rd and 6.
I hate to keep saying this, but I saw another tweet. Might have been Mike DeRocco, ESPN Jags writer. They definitely gained more from the first 2 days of practicing with the Ravens than they did with this game for sure.
Oh, yeah, because the starters could actually get
Yeah.
experience. This is just good to see because, I mean, this may be boring to Jags fans, but this is like actually roster depth.
I'm glad to see Josh Allen out there. I really wanted to see Juwan Taylor. That's a shame we couldn't see him.
Yeah,
go.
I wonder why you didn't see Juwan Taylor.
Don't risk it. So it's all right. But I was excited to see him.
Any thoughts on Will Richardson?
I only saw a few snaps. Technique wise, as an amateur, he looked pretty good.
I saw
didn't get beat.
I saw one pass protection snap where he had a good kick, got out in front of the pass rusher, but the pass rush that he got really wasn't that impressive. So I'd be hesitant to evaluate him on that.
He didn't get beat, but he did look good on that rep, though. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looked good.
Who was he playing next to? Cam was at center, and right guard was Shatley.
They moved Shatley out there, so they flipped him. And Can, like we said, didn't look too great. Shatley, you're getting what you're getting out of Shatley. Yeah. You gotta love T. Shat.
Yeah.
He's a guy that's gonna obviously make his way onto the roster. But man,
we need to get him on here. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How demoralizing it would be if we put a goose egg up at the end of the game. And this is live, so
I don't care about that.
So if you're going back and listening to this tomorrow or the next day, and you're like, wow, you're an idiot, we did put a goose egg up. Or you're an idiot, we scored 100 points in the 4th quarter. I'm sorry. We're watching it live in the 4th quarter. You can watch our show live.
Look beautiful, by the way.
That's illegal. We would never do something like that.
I meant Schmidt streams.
The again, this is a little pump for our YouTube channel. You can watch us live on there. You can find us on the Big Cat Country website and their podcast network and Overtime Network's podcast networks. We are all over the place, and we're excited about this Jags season. Week 1 of the preseason didn't really look as good as we want. Obviously, offense looked pretty.
I was hoping to see a few snaps of Foles. Shame.
I'm not disappointed.
No Conley, no Pryor. I don't get that really.
I think Pryor had a little injury.
Okay.
Yeah. I think for me it wasn't so much the people that didn't play. It was the people that did play and
did not look good.
Didn't look good. Yeah. Man, I really wanted a lot more out of Gardner Minshew, man. I know he had a huge hype train.
Oh, my God. Everybody loved him. How quick did it turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think everyone kind of expected that. So
the arm strength did not look
okay,
good.
before we get to Gardner Minshew, we're going to take a quick break. And we're going to talk about Gardner Minshew versus Trace McSorley. Similar guys, right? Similar type play style, similar size.
Yeah. A little different. Trace is a little bit more spread runs.
Yeah, but
stop arm
the same
strength
size. How about that?
Yeah,
arm strength, size are the same. So we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna get to the quarterback position and how it looked, and maybe we'll get to see a few extra steps of Magoo here on this break. So if you're watching us live, we'll be back in a couple minutes. If you're listening to the podcast, please support these ads, whatever they are. Do it. They're good stuff, and I could be more specific, but
go Jags.
We don't do much research around here. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to another Jags podcast. This is episode 79. We're breaking down the preseason game. We finally have some Jaguars football to watch, and although it's preseason, it feels so good to see those sexy white tops on those black bottoms. Out of uniform combinations, where does this rank out of all of them for you?
Where does this one rank?
Does this one rank?
Top 4.
Top 4. So give me your give me your rankings.
My favorite: teal top, black bottom.
Okay.
Number 2, black top, teal bottom.
Do they do that?
They have done that.
Okay.
Then all teal.
Okay.
Then all white.
So they're not top 4. This one's not top 4 for you.
Wasn't that in there?
No, this is all white. You said all
Oh,
white.
shucks. I'm sorry.
Okay, so for me, it's
I'm
all.
not very good at white counting then.
Mine's all white. Number 1. Those look
Okay.
so clean.
Okay.
I've all teals.
The color rush alternate.
You call it the color rush alternate is my
Okay.
favorite.
Beautiful.
I like the teal on black, the black on teal, and then I like the all teal.
I like the white on teal. What the white jerseys, teal pants. I like them all, man.
For some reason,
honestly.
our white looks good.
I like
Our
'em.
white looks good.
If
Like
we had a little more teal on the jerseys, they'd be so sick.
I don't know, man. They're kind of growing on me, man. But, anyways, okay. So on the break, you mentioned that we didn't talk enough about Raquel Armstead.
Yeah.
What do you want to add about him?
He's a beast.
What makes you think that? I mean, you can't just say he's a beast. I mean,
He is a beast. He's the Rock for a reason. No, but for real, what impressed me most? I wish we could have seen more out of him in the past game, but I know it's the preseason, so there's not too much you could do about Minshew having a weak arm. But he looked good. Fell forwards. I know I've said that a bunch, but he looked good. He ran with. I thought he would be a little bit more tenacious. He got taken out a couple times.
his first game in the NFL.
I know. You said there's a few hits that he's gonna get welcome to the NFL, but
Speaking of the first game in the NFL,
oof,
and you actually made the comment, welcome to the NFL.
Minshew's hit.
When Gardner Minshew got destroyed by a blitzing linebacker up the middle.
I'm surprised he took that hit.
Now, it could have been the running back's fault. It could have been the lineman's fault. We don't know the call or the protection, so we can't know.
But he also fumbled the snap.
He did also fumble the snap. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So his helmet came off. That was good. So we look at the two quarterbacks, Trace McSorley and Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
Similar size, similar arm strength. And then
McSorley, he threw it pretty. I thought he threw it with more velocity, and I thought overall arm strength, he looked a lot better tonight.
He did, and
Yeah.
Minshew just looked like noodle arm out there.
Yeah, noodle arm.
And
I tweeted that he threw like my 7-month-old daughter. So
it wasn't that bad.
it was pretty rough.
He had a
man.
couple throws that he hit people.
Oh, that rollout that was 3 yards, prototypical.
The PA boot.
Oh my!
The PA boot to O'Shaughnessy or whoever it was, the tight end.
I can't believe they said
Jeff
that. That
Swaim.
prototypical
Yeah, it was
Minshew right
the-
there.
the
Come on,
Jeff
guys.
Swaim.
It was a
No, he hit.
Hit
He hit. Who was the receiver that we weren't that impressed with in the hands, and he dropped it?
I was talking about Tyree
It was
Brady.
Tyree Brady. Yeah,
I liked it. It was a
So
horrible throw by Minshew.
No, he didn't. It was
Weak.
No, are you kidding me? Tyree Brady's like bread and butter is that he's like a fade receiver.
And it
He's
wasn't
tall.
a fade.
Yes,
it was
was
short to him.
It was a fade. He turns around and then the defender never turned around. Which,
Okay.
But Tyree Brady hit
Coming
Tyree
from the
Brady.
kid that grew out a mustache just to be like Gardner.
It
Come
hit
on.
Tyree Brady's hands.
Okay.
And you have to catch the ball if you're a fade receiver. I'm sorry. And if you're Tyree Brady, you have to catch it.
That is how
It
you
looked-
make the roster. But
Yeah,
it was
if you're Julio
that's
Jones,
a pretty poor throw. Julio Jones was
you
the
don't
top.
you don't have to catch
Oh.
that. If you're a receiver that is known
Okay.
for that,
I'm
Keenan
saying,
Allen.
that was not a
But
very
if
good
you're
throw.
Tyree Brady, you have to come down with that ball. You have got to come down with that ball.
Okay.
Did I see
Did he make a job tonight?
the Ravens kicker? He's referring to the Ravens
Beast.
kicker, who is the backup kicker. Obviously, they're paying. I think Tucker's the highest paid kicker in the league. Is he
Yeah.
not? So they bring in this backup kicker. His name's like Yednick or Vednick.
He crushed it tonight.
And he drilled a 55-yarder down the middle. He's
with
been-
distance to go. Yeah, he crushed
been
it.
perfect inside 30 yards, inside 40 yards. So
The Bucks could use him.
there's a lot of, and we're talking about that. The kicker's a volatile position. Like one day you're a kicker, one day you're a free agent, the one day you live somewhere else. Like how quickly did the Jason Myers, Josh Lambo swap happen? Just like one day it was like, all right, Scobie's out, Myers is in.
What game was that? I can't remember.
And then one day it was Myers is out, Lambo's is in.
What game?
Myers missed 2 field goals in 2016 at the end
It
of
was
the year, right?
2017.
Was it
The year we were
2017?
was it the Jets game?
Was it 2017?
Yeah, it was the year that we went to.
I know he missed 2 field goals at the end of the game,
Yeah.
and Then they just replaced him with Lambeau.
Probably had to be the Jets, because that's the reason we lost.
Maybe, yeah. So, kicker, I think that guy might have earned himself a job.
Yeah.
Good for him. That's what the preseason's all about, and that's why you get out there and you kick kicks.
Yep.
Did anyone on the Jags look like they earned themselves a job? I know it's week 1, and I know obviously no one's gonna win a job week 1. I'm not delusional.
I know the depth wasn't there, but was Rivas ever? If he played Parley, could he get cut?
I think he might have moved himself up the depth chart, maybe,
yeah.
But I don't think he was ever in danger of being cut.
Okay. Besides him, anybody in the offensive lines? Cedric, Richardson.
I don't know. If anyone, I would say Tay Hayes is probably the closest person to playing themselves on the roster.
That one play?
Because he had an interception, and he's listed as 5'11" on his college Appalachian State's website, when I think Cersei called him 5'9". So he looks pretty short out there. I know the short corner hasn't really been successful lately in the NFL. That's the only thing that concerns me. Look at Vernon Hargraves. That dude was like...
It depends on the case. LaMarcus Joyner is pretty good, and he's 5'9", so it just depends on the player.
Okay, that's true. So...
Yeah. VH3, though, I thought he'd be so good. If Jalen wasn't there, I was cool with him, honestly. So
VH3 was a beast coming out of high school. Wasn't he the
and
first...
college. He was the first,
non-athlete #1 corner, wasn't he? Recruit? Wasn't he the first... in a while. Usually...
he was the first what?
Wasn't he the first, pure corner? That was the #1 corner in the league. Weren't they usually athletes?
I'm not sure. He was all SEC first team as a rookie or as a freshman. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, that's
especially
true.
At that position.
He was just so fundamental.
So good. Well,
yeah.
He's a coach. Yeah, he was a beast.
Yeah. So, but anyways, I don't know how we got into that, but
one day.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll buy low on him and he'll be our.
Hey, look what happened with Joe Hayden. He extended his
maybe?
career a little bit. So I think that the defensive back position just kind of showed us that they're good. They're good where they're at.
Yeah. I wish we could have seen more of Dayton Jones, Dontravius Russell.
Yeah, I didn't. Russell played, but he didn't stand out.
We'll watch them.
They were in such a vanilla scheme. I don't think I saw very many. Obviously, there wasn't very many blitzes.
Yeah.
Played cover 2, cover 3. It was such a simple, watered down defense that everyone knows how to play. It was hard to see any pressure. We got Tanner Lee back in the game.
I think that's Drew Lock every time I see that.
Tanner Lee had a nice little out route there where he threw to it appears to be.
Couldn't tell you.
Isn't that sad when you're watching a game and we don't even know who the players are?
It's last year's number. It's that's not Safarian Jenkins, but
it's number 88. But
Jerry Sandusky, that's who you were laughing about earlier. That's funny.
I would. The Baltimore Ravens
I didn't get that.
commentator, their play-by-play guy. His name's Jerry Sandusky.
Very unfortunate for that gentleman.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was laughing at that. But it is good to see the defense.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Offense pathetic though.
Offense was not ideal.
All right, so give the defense a grade.
B minus.
Defense, give B minus.
There were some things they could have shored up. At times, the run game or the defensive run game didn't look too good. And the pass. It was okay for the first game. It was okay.
If you would have asked me before the game which unit would have looked the best off of the rip, and I know they didn't play.
I wonder what that one would be.
What would you say?
I think I would say the defense.
Defensive line.
Oh, okay, for just the defense.
Right. So you're looking at Smoot, Brian, Anku.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen.
Yeah.
If you're asking me who's gonna dominate, I would say the defensive line would have dominated, and they didn't. They couldn't stop Lamar Jackson's, and I understand they were playing some ones.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I want those 4 to beat ones.
Because
I want 2 of those guys to be ones, and I want 2 of those guys to come in as rotational players.
Yeah.
So I want them to play well. I'm a little upset that they didn't, and I hope it's first game jitters or first game knocking the rust off. But
that is a really good offensive line that they're going up against.
Still,
I'm not sure how many stars they had, but I believe there was a.
Yeah, but at the same time, man, it's a little disheartening. I would give the defense overall a C+.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And I thought the secondary played all right. I thought the D-line was very underwhelming, as I talked about. Linebacker is what we think it is. And since we don't – Najee Good didn't really stand out. I didn't even see who's the linebacker from Georgia, Raheem
Wilson.
Raheem Wilson. I didn't even see him. He might be hurt. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's out for the season.
Is he already?
Yeah, he's out for the season.
No, that's the outside linebacker.
Which one?
Alana Wu or something.
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
It's that
he played the Bengals last
they're
year.
They're definitely going to be looking at cuts for that position. They have to be, right?
They got to be picking.
But then I see Duraco. He says we're a nickel defense. Does it really matter? I don't know, man.
It does matter. I mean, if you're in like 4th and 1, what are you going to do? You're going to put.
Throw out those guys.
Yeah. I mean.
Do you think Ronnie Harrison ever gets moved to linebacker?
McGoo just threw an interception.
Was that Lee or McGoo?
Might have been Lee. I think they're swapping McGoo and Lee out because McGoo did come in for Lee. And, I like how the defense gets so hyped for each other with an interception. Everyone got super excited for T. Hayes.
Where's the turnover purse? I haven't seen that tonight. Jeez.
Yeah, it was McGoo. Yeah. Terrible
Looks
throw.
Like
Terrible throw. Okay, so not an impressive showing. All right, let's move to the offense, giving overall grades for the offense.
I don't know if there's a low enough grade to give them tonight. A lot of people missing.
You know what I was thinking the entire night? I was thinking, this is what our offense looked like last year when we were in the same position with a bunch of scrubs playing.
I wouldn't trade positions with last offseason. No,
Here you go. Here's the question of the day. Would you rather have the offense that started Week 17 for the Jags last year or the offense that started preseason Week 1
not
tonight?
Even comparable. Preseason Week 1 last year versus preseason 1 this year.
No.
Maybe.
Week 17.
No.
Are you kidding me? You had Omame at left guard. You had Eric Flowers at left tackle.
Gross.
Your running backs were Damian Williams.
Damian Williams plays for the Chiefs. Carlos Hyde played for us.
No, but not Week 17. Who was the Williams kid?
I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah.
Tim Williams, maybe.
Yeah, and then you had tight end Blake Bell.
Yeah,
the
Blake
Belldozer.
I heard he actually made a pretty good catch today. And
I'm saying though, like, you're quick to say that like you'd rather have last year's Week 17, but
no, I would not want that one.
That's what I'm saying. This is Week 1 preseason of this year.
Oh, you're talking about the players that played today?
Yes.
Oh no. Of course. I mean, I don't. They're both trash. I couldn't.
Okay, that's
not
my
even
point.
An answer to that.
This is my point. This preseason offense reminded me of the end of the back half of the season last year.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not worried. There's a lot of players that did not play tonight.
I mean, Minshew looked a lot like Cody Kessler looked last year because of that offensive line or for whatever reason.
Kessler's a lot better.
Than Minshew?
Yeah.
He didn't look good last year. I mean, I think he's a better player, but he didn't like look great last year. They're showing old highlights of Ed Reed and Brian Billick and the Ravens. That was a nasty Ravens. That's such a nasty Ravens team.
Yeah. That Jimmy Smith tore to pieces.
Yeah, Jimmy Smith did. Did they call that? Wow. All right, so offense, you're giving a what? Yeah, give us a grade.
An F.
F. I'm gonna say
I'll give him a D because the pieces that were out, but
yeah.
Gardner did not look good.
Yeah, I mean, you have to take.
Did you see? I never saw a strong contested catch. I don't believe. Maybe one. There's that one that. There was that one play that Gardner threw. The guy was not touched, so he got up. That was good play IQ. So I'll give him a D for that one.
This is that one play.
Yes.
I think
that was heads up. I'll give him that one.
I think Alfred Blue looked good. I think Armstead looked good. I think Trey McBride looked good.
I thought you said he didn't because he dropped that.
Trey McBride.
Yeah,
not Tyree Reed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know. Outside of that, offensive line looked okay when Minshew was in.
Yeah.
It's hard to evaluate, but yeah, I'd give them a D as well.
Yeah.
So not a good overall grade for our beloved Jags. I mean, special teams you probably have to give a low grade to as well.
Besides, because of the penalty.
Logan Cook didn't have a good game.
Bad punt, but the penalty, that should have been a punt return or a kick return for a touchdown.
Oh, gosh, that hurts, man.
Yeah.
That Keelan Cole thing hurts.
Do you think we see him there in the regular season?
I think he might have. I mean, he may. Obviously, you can't win a job week one in preseason, but I think he's on his way to working himself in as a kick returner.
Him and Chark?
I don't know if Chark. I mean,
does Cunningham make the team?
That's what I'm saying.
Isn't that
did
the
he
reason
play
he was
tonight?
signed? I don't think he did. He's got to be cut soon, right?
Yeah. So Cunningham, who we thought was going to be a kick returner, maybe, but I mean Westbrook kick returns too.
Yeah, Chark. There's a few of them.
Like Joey has a funny thing that's about all the receivers that we bring in are all the same guy, like the small kick returner receiver, which is funny because that's like what these guys like Tyreek Hill are, and people try to emulate after. But maybe the mold should be a Michael Thomas. Maybe the mold should be
Well, it was at one point when Julio came in. There was AJ Green. They wanted to go big.
Yeah.
And same with when the cornerbacks. The cornerbacks got big for a minute too. It's funny how they change all the time.
There was a little era of little slot receivers. Remember that?
Yeah.
When they brought in these guys, Wes Welker.
Oh God.
And you see all these little guys that take over.
Oh, that's a torn ACL. Oof. He got up though.
Okay, so for those of you that are watching us live on YouTube, Jags D end, who will remain nameless because we don't know his name, blitzed the quarterback.
43.
He got broke by the Ravens quarterback. Like broke. Like towards ACL.
Enough for us to audibly gasp out loud.
So, special teams, back to the topic.
Did Josh Lambo kick tonight at all? I don't know if we haven't scored, so I assume not.
We haven't kicked a field goal or a extra point.
Wow. So you can't even give it a grade. Cook didn't look very good.
No. Okay, but we're talking about kick returners. Keelan Cole might play his way onto it, and I'm excited for that for sure as well. Well, so we move on to week 2 of the preseason next week at home against Philadelphia Eagles. So preview this a little bit for us. What are you going to be looking for in week 2 of the preseason?
Well, I've heard Foles is playing next week. Who knows what's going to happen because apparently Chark wasn't going to play this week and a few others, and they ended up playing. Hopefully more consistency from the offense. No penalties. There was a few penalties tonight that could have been cleaned up. And just cleaner routes. And not a weak arm that we saw tonight. Hopefully Foles looks a little bit better than Minshew. Offensive line, though, I think if you I really want to see Juwan Taylor play. So it's a shame we couldn't see him tonight.
What about from defense? What do you want to see out of the defense?
Better against the run and better tackling. Yeah, that's the past few years. That seems like our downside has been missed tackling. So,
what about
that'd be nice.
Anything from the Eagles you want to see?
Eagles wise, they're more talented than us. So hopefully we can show a little bit more fight than we showed tonight.
Anyone specific on their team you would like to see?
Our offensive line versus defensive line is pretty important.
Our D line versus their O line, because they have a pretty good O line.
Yeah, their offensive line's pretty good.
I'm excited to see how our linebackers cover Zach Ertz if Zach Ertz plays. Yeah. I'm excited to see.
And Goddard. I'm sure Goddard might play a little bit.
Yeah, they're going to do a lot of 2 tight end sets. They're going to look a lot like us.
He should be on our team right now. Foles should be thrown to Goddard.
Yeah. Well, what was he, a second-round pick?
Yep.
Who did we take? We took Chark.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Goddard would be our starter this year.
Taven instead of Goddard? Would you take that? Sounds nice.
Oh, man. I think I would. Yeah. Well, because Goddard would be a starter for sure right now.
He'd be a beast. Imagine him throwing to Foles, or the Foles throwing to him. That'd be
I've seen it before somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. Game Pass.
That would be nice to see for sure. I'm excited to see the starters actually play. Yeah. Even if it's just like a series or 2. Tonight, week 1 of preseason, it is what it is. I mean, if you're not a hardcore fan of the Jags and don't like to watch the depth chart battles and you don't like to watch who's going to make the team, then week 1 preseason probably isn't going to be watched. And there's probably not a lot of people watching it. And we're probably not going to get a lot of downloads on this podcast because we titled it Week 1 Preseason Breakdown. People just do not care about the Week 1 preseason breakdown.
Then you're probably not for us then, because we love that. I've been waiting.
I've
been waiting 6 months. For
we
this
love
game.
you, but we know that.
Oh wow, Butterfingers. It's probably a good idea because it's 4th and 16.
Okay, so that's
football
smart.
IQ.
But the interception on the stat sheet looks
good.
Is
that
good,
Justin
Tucker? Who is the Ravens' third-string quarterback? Any guesses? Anyone want to guess? Anyone in the YouTube chat want to guess? You can't look. You can't watch. If you're watching, don't guess. If you are.
No Flacco. I'm not sure who it is anymore. Did you draft someone? Well, it's McSorley. Didn't he play?
McSorley wasn't even drafted, and he was already.
It's Robert Griffin's too.
So this is maybe the 4.
McSorley. I'm not sure who the 4th is. Wow, a lot of quarterbacks there in Baltimore.
I'm excited. Back to the Eagles.
Eagles.
You think Nick Foles has a little something like more fire because he's playing?
Probably not.
You don't think he cares?
Do you think the Eagles are gonna be like, we know Nick Foles pretty well. Let's see what.
You think that past relationship has any impact on the game whatsoever?
Not even. He's gonna be emotional. I'm not sure if he'll be emotional. I'm sure he'll be excited to see Peterson for what he did for his career and his former teammates.
Yeah.
But it's a preseason game. So, I mean.
Yeah.
Hopefully we meet in the Super Bowl. I'd be super for that.
That would be
sounds
awesome. That would be awesome.
Yes.
Honestly, I'd like to meet anybody in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Anybody at all.
Yeah, anybody.
All right. So, have you been checking the scores around the league?
I have not.
I want to do a little something fun here with
just
you.
Just the Jags.
All right. We're going to play a little game.
I did see Baker was playing pretty well.
Okay.
Daniel Jones
and Baker look pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep. But neither one of those people is going to be in this little game we're going to play.
Okay.
This game is called Guess Kyler Murray's stats through the first quarter of the Chargers-Cardinals Week 1 preseason game.
Okay. Do I get any lifelines? How many passes has he thrown?
I will tell you, he's thrown 7 passes.
7 passes. Wow, big night for him.
It's only we're not watching the game. He could have just played one series and they're putting him back in, but it's the end of the first quarter.
7 passes, you said?
Yes.
Does it show you how many runs he's had?
I can look at rushing yards.
Okay.
But I need a completion guess out of you.
Completion, 7 throws. I'll guess he was 5 out of 7 for tonight.
Okay. I need yards estimation.
56 yards.
And I need an average.
7.3.
Okay.
That doesn't. The math's not there, but
you're not far off.
Okay.
Yeah. Kyler Murray, 7 for 7.
Okay. Wow.
100% completion percentage.
Okay.
49 yards.
Okay.
7 yards per throw.
Okay. Not bad.
Long of a 14.
Okay.
So
I meant average yards per attempt. I didn't mean average yards per completion. So don't think I'm.
That would have been worse, actually.
I meant the math-wise, it would sound not very good.
So
not bad.
Are you excited to see Kyler Murray?
Yes.
Do you think
I would have been okay with him if we didn't get Foles? I would have been all over the Murray train. I think he's gonna be a revolutionary talent. He's a beast.
You think they run no huddle?
I don't know much about that. I think they're gonna have he was not very good at Texas Tech, but no huddle. You think they're gonna be all about that?
Have you ever seen a situation where a coach gets fired and then gets the job increase or the job promotion to the level that Cliff Kingsbury did?
Is that higher 100? I mean, obviously it's 100% for Kyler Murray, but why him? Is the thing. He did recruit him. It is a really weird hire. I don't understand it.
It's a really weird. I've never seen anyone who has gotten that type of promotion from being bad at his job. I mean, that does not happen very often.
It was Texas Tech. It's really weird.
So the Jags game just went final.
I guess that's how serious they're taking Kyler Murray. Who knows? I'm not really sure.
Final score: Ravens 29, Jaguars 0.
Wow.
Is this worst case scenario?
No, it's preseason.
No one got
32 players
hurt.
did not play tonight. So.
No one got hurt.
No one got hurt, so I'll take that.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I don't care if we lose every game 29-0.
Yeah.
If nobody gets hurt,
yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Pretty sure the Browns the year they went 0-16, they went 4-0 in the preseason. So.
And I think every year the Patriots win, they go 4, whatever the thing is.
Right.
But, you know,
I was reading an article about McVay.
Yeah.
He does not play his players at all in preseason. All 4 games they did not play. So each coach is different.
Would you prefer the starters to not play?
I wish there wasn't a preseason. What should preseason be? 2 games?
Yeah.
But I don't want to see 18 games, though. So 2 games and then 16?
I want to see 18 games.
I don't. That's players already broken down enough as it is. I don't want to see that.
I mean, if you're playing 4 preseason games.
But they don't play it. They don't play any snaps in the preseason, so that doesn't make a difference.
They play a little bit.
18, I feel like that's more grueling.
They probably play an entire game in the whole course of a preseason?
I guess. You think 18's a good idea?
I mean,
two buys maybe.
Yeah, 2 buys, an extra game.
And
17.
55.
Just add another week.
55 game day active players instead of 49.
Yeah.
I hate that. That makes no sense. I hate that rule more than anything.
Well,
it makes no sense. There's more wrist injury. There's not. You have fewer players. That's what the
real issue is. They have to pay their players more money. Or there's more money has to be spent.
More guarantee money and stuff. Yeah. That's true. You make $1 billion. It's
not about that.
But our players' health. It's amazing what the hypocrisy. It's
the hypocrisy.
Thank you for that one, for pointing that out. Hypocrisy. Thank you.
Hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy.
All right. So overall,
oh my God, Minshew got destroyed again. Whew.
Not much to talk about on this podcast, but we will be breaking down more
Are you
of.
gonna break down that hit tomorrow?
That's a nasty hit.
He got destroyed.
I have to admit, like, we haven't gone back and watched the film yet, so this is all just reactionary stuff, a reactionary show. We're gonna go back and break down the film. Look out for our Twitter for like a breakdown of actual game film when I go back and watch it. Not gonna be a lot to break down, given
a lot of ugliness
and like just people not playing. But it was just nice to get football back. It was just nice to get Jags football back, and I'm super excited for next week.
No spirals tonight. I was waiting for a spiral. It's been a long time.
From Minshew?
From any quarterback for the Jaguars. I was expecting one from Foles, but he got held out. So.
Yeah, well, he'll be there next week, I hope.
Hopefully.
All right, so we are going to be announcing our fantasy league this week on Twitter. And basically, this is how it's going to happen. I'm going to put a post out there saying our fantasy league is live, and DM if you're interested. We are going to choose from the DMs people that have had the best questions on the show. It's free to join the league. There's going to be prizes like random weeks for highest points and things like that. Winner will get a nice prize from us. Totally free to join. You get to compete against us. We're going to be doing a live draft. Okay, we will tell you where we're going. We're going to all go to the same place. We're going to go to like a restaurant or something like that. You can meet us out there if you're in the draft, or if you're not in the draft, you can meet us out there. We're going to be hanging out. It'll probably be one of our favorite places we like to go. We'll let you know more about that later. Make sure you follow our Twitter, our Instagram. Make sure you follow our Facebook and our YouTube channel. All right, we are pushing YouTube because we like watching ourselves on the screen.
One of us does.
I'm just kidding. So make sure you go back and you follow all those things. We got a lot of stuff coming out. We can't wait for the season. We'll probably be doing 2 episodes a week when the season starts. And me and Mike might also be branching out into some other podcasts ventures because people have asked us to.
Yeah.
And that's pretty exciting.
There's
so
this volleyball podcast he's been wanting to do. So
big volleyball guy, a big minor league hockey, the AHL podcast.
Big time.
Big Iceman fan. So thank you guys for listening. Make sure that you subscribe, give us a review, 5-star, and all of that. We will see you in a couple days when we do another breakdown. Maybe Joe will be back. Maybe it'll be Mike. We don't know. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And as always, go Jags.